a lot of opportunity. And of course, it could be a lot of opportunity. But also, where you're going, people are looking to use you. It's very possible. You see, when you come out of your house every day, or you're walking around every day, you don't know who's watching you, and you don't know who wants to set you up. What do I mean? Well, on the flip side, in America, you're hated because you want women to be more submissive and that you want to leave. But when you get there, you're hated that you have more money, and a lot of local women will want to talk to you. On either side of the fence, somebody dislikes you. And because of that, we've had 8 passport bros killed in Colombia in the past 3 months. I want to take this time to honor them, as many of them have lost their life looking for a better way in other countries. But of course, before we get into that, the story that really got all of this bubbling for me was in 2022, we lost Timothy Revel Reed. He was a man that decided to go from Atlanta to Barranquilla, Colombia. Well, and of course, this is what happened.
I did it. I have my apartment, my restaurant, and 2 other apartments. In a great location for the restaurant on a very busy street. We got one thing, well, several things accomplished. Now it's, the next move is to open a restaurant. So hopefully that will happen very shortly. Get ready for cute spicy ribs and fish. As you can see, I am tired. It was a stress, y'all. I'm not gonna even lie. It was very stressful. The language barrier. He don't trust me. I don't trust him. But I mean, I had more trust in him because I gave him all my money. But he was, looking to see if it was real. I mean, it was just too much. Just too much. Had to get his family members out of the apartment. Still got to get the one upstairs out the apartment.
That story right there really caught my attention about what could happen to you in Colombia. But then there is 59-year-old Gregory Stewart Owens. He was gunned down in Cartagena during a robbery attempt in October 2023. But then there's this young man, Johnny Jerome. He was only 45. He was found dead in a jacuzzi in a luxury suite in Medellin, November the 2nd. He was killed the day after celebrating his birthday with a cousin and 2 women he met on a dating app. Stop the show. Let's talk about these dating apps. It's getting so bad that the United States government has said this to Americans using dating apps in Colombia.
A warning for people using dating apps in Colombia. Apps are being linked to the recent deaths of several Americans visiting the country. Let's unpack this. In the last 2 months, 8 American tourists have died suspiciously in the Colombian city of Medellin. The US Embassy in Bogota have said some of these victims were drugged and robbed after meeting people on dating apps. Criminals use dating apps to lure victims to meet in public places such as hotels, restaurants, and bars, and then later assault and rob them, they said. The embassy has also said that this is part of a broader trend and that there has been an increase in incidents involving the use of online dating apps to lure victims, especially foreigners. They didn't disclose which specific apps. They have encouraged visitors to be vigilant and to maintain heightened situational awareness.
And it goes back to my point of the crime being targeted towards passport bros when they come to Colombia. And this was very summed up by a good YouTuber called Life with David about how American men are being targeted.
It's a very profitable business. It's a business, and it's a very profitable business here in Medellin. Scamming foreign guys, females scamming foreign guys here in Colombia, and Medellin especially. And it's not just females. It's not just the females doing this. These are groups. These are what they call bandillas, right? Local gangs up in the neighborhoods that, these are organized groups that are doing this, sending out the females, finding the females, and when those females like trap those guys, they have 1 or 2 guys in the groups waiting for them to help them out if they need help. It's an organized effort. And because they saw that it was successful, because tourism is picking up and a lot of foreigners are coming here, and with a lot of money and a lot of guys coming here because of those certain reasons and going up to those kind of girls, they saw the success, they saw the easy money. So what happens? More people, more groups start copying and start implementing the same strategy, the same scam.
Let's go back to Philip Mullins. He was a 32-year-old Tennessee man found dead in a room at the upscale 1 Million Suites Hotel in Medellin after a night out with a woman. Now, this particular man is the only Asian man on the roster, Tujir Zhang. He was from Minnesota and his story went worldwide. He was beaten to death with a blunt object after he had been set up from a woman he had been dealing with for a long time. If you don't remember that story, here's a news clipping.
Tonight, the family of a Minnesota man desperate for answers after they say he was kidnapped and killed while visiting Colombia.
I'm out of words to describe. I don't even know how I feel right now.
50-year-old Tujir Zhang, an artist and activist, had been traveling in South America when he called his brother asking for money while on a date Sunday night.
This time he was like, hey, do you have a couple of thousand? I was like, yeah, no problem. When do you want it? He said, I want it now. I'm in this bit of a situation here. I go, yeah, I can do that.
His family growing more fearful when Zhang stopped responding to texts.
Woke up in the morning at 7 a.m. I text him back and say, hey, I thought you said you need money. You still want the money? Text me back if you still want the money. No answer.
According to a local prosecutor, Zhang was kidnapped during a date and killed when he could not make the payment. His body later found in a wooded area covered in stab wounds. His family still searching for answers about how this shocking crime unfolded.
I was confused. To be honest with you, I don't know why, what the motive is.
Zhang had visited Colombia in the past, posting photos and videos to social media as recently as October with an unidentified woman.
I'm with my girl.
A refugee from Laos, Zhang and his family moved to St. Paul when he was a child. In recent years, he became a well-known comedian and community activist. Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar issuing a statement saying in part, quote, this is a heartbreaking tragedy. Tujir was an incredible person who was constantly working to uplift his community.
He truly believes in equity work and fighting for the underprivileged. And many times I always tease him. I say, you're not getting paid. Why are you doing it? But it's what motivates him.
A tragic loss made even more confounding by the mystery that still shrouds his final moments.
And he'll draw everybody in. That's the type of people he is.
4 people, including a minor, were arrested and charged in Zhang's murder. November 13th, Texas resident Jeffrey Hudson was found dead in his hotel room with at least 20 stab wounds to his neck. He was killed after returning to his hotel suite with an 18-year-old woman he met in a dating app in Medellin. And there are many other stories here, unfortunately today, that we will not cover because I believe now you get the hint. But the whole gist of all of it is this: Black men, understand where you are. You might be disliked and hated in America for wanting what you desire. A woman who's feminine, a woman who gets it, and a woman who values you in a relationship. But you gotta understand where you're going is also dangerous. Let me tell you a story. I was telling SPK, who by the way is editing this video today, that I was walking down the street about 4 days ago. It happened to be late. I was on the phone and a motorcycle driver drove past me. At least it's what I'm believing. Now, the roads in Uganda are quite narrow, and I'll tell you why. If we could post a picture of what the roads look like, you would see that a lot of the roads are so bad, they've fallen.
So shout out to Oseju Jackson. He really got into details about, half the people that was deleted in Colombia. As you guys and ladies and gentlemen don't know, there's a lot of people, not just going to Colombia. They're going out, to different countries like Dominican Republic, to Philippines, to Thailand, Africa. This is around the world, like I say, this is the date, not here in America, but they other certain other countries as well. But, mind you, we go to certain places and everything, there's, it's rules and, people are different, the culture is different, and, just like here, if you go in a certain neighborhood, like you go to the hood, you go to a different hood, people will look at you where, people look at you tourists. It's the same thing as people will look, it's the same thing if you go outside the country, one I would say Mexico, if you go to a certain type of area that you're not comfortable in, tourists will look at you and, think that you got money, especially if you're American and everything. They'll do all types of things to you, or try to lure you for somewhere and everything. So yeah, man, it's Colombia right now, I like I said, the government and they never say, man, just keep watching yourself because if you don't, if you're not being in a safe designated area, somebody will lure you in and they will either rob you or you get deleted. I'm gonna pass it to you, Hakeem, man. What's your take on this topic?
Brother, you spoke so eloquently on this topic, and I wanted to say that you're 100% right. Um, Funny enough, a lot of our personal friends has been to Colombia, and they've traveled there, had a good time, came back.
Roddy went to Colombia, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
he's
was, he was just
him.
there.
He was just there, and him and another person. But they went there and they had people there that they could vouch for. I have another friend who's an avid traveler who knows people from here that kind of walked them through Colombia. I want to tell the passport bros something. Colombia is a no-fly zone now. I said it. Colombia is not safe anymore for the black brothers and the white brothers and the Asian brothers. They know we got money, and us going over there, we think stimulate the economy was a good thing, but I guess the gangs and everybody think as an insult for us to be there because they don't show no love. And I don't want people to get the misconception that, hey, say, we are looking for love, and a lot of us are looking to change our lives in different countries. You know what I mean? But we've got to understand, O'Shea Jew Jackson said something real pivotal. You got to know where you at. I personally wanted to go to Colombia. Another one of my some other guys I know, we wanted all plan to go to Colombia and DR. We was planning on going to these places. But as we start to notice the trend of black Americans and white Americans, because there's a misconception there that says only black guys. God bless the white brother from Tennessee who got killed. Because I think they'll just write him off. Because, the society or focusing on Passport Bros is black, but Passport Bros is a universal thing. And they all getting hurt. We need to go to places where it's safe and it's friendly for us, but these places are no-fly zone. DR, Colombia, as of now, in Brazil. I want the people to know that I'm not shitting on your country, no disrespect, but it's not safe for us to come.
Yeah, shout out to Wahai, I see you, and shout out to Muhammad.
Oh,
And I've been watching, and there's some of these passport bros that have YouTube channels. I've been watching a couple times. Where they go to South America, where they go to Europe, like Portugal,
yeah.
Spain, Thailand, or anything like that. And the thing is, if I look at the type of women they get, they take pictures of, or they talk to, and anything. To me, it's no difference. It's no difference here in America. It's no difference.
No.
And the chicks that you see that look really, really good, they're like I said, they look like they high class and everything. You gotta pay. It's the same thing you paying there, what you paying here.
Talk about it.
It's the same thing. And my thing is like, it's no different. I mean, it's a difference. Okay, cool, I know it's a difference. You go into another country. But it's the same as, if you want to get a good looking chick out there, a high maintenance chick, pretty much, there's high maintenance chicks anywhere around the world. If somebody is an 8, 9, and a 10, the chicks that you see in other countries, they probably the exact same thing here. Maybe the culture is different, the money might be different, the money might be a little bit more here than it is there. But all of a sudden, it's the same thing. And my thing is, it's like a lot of these men are not saying that, but the thing is, if you go on these channels like Austin Holloman,
Yep.
Check in Effect. He's a really big content creator. There's another guy, I forgot his name. He's with Austin Holloman and everything. All these people, all these men that travel from Europe to South America to Thailand and everything, they just to me, when I look at those types, they just there to have fun, and they have to be at least paying them off and everything, because some of these people that are passport bros, You know, they say that they're trying to date for something different or dating to get married or be in a relationship. But technically, they're just dating to pay the tricks that has sex and then move on and everything. You know, and the thing is, it's like, okay, cool. But the thing is, it's like now you get people watching your channels, luring into your channels, thinking like, okay, if they can do that, I can do that too. Minding up, you know, they don't have no idea what to expect and everything. And you see, they go to Colombia, getting these dating apps like Colombia, which is like I agree with Hakeem, this is no-fly zone. They go to Colombia, not knowing, you know, they get catfish, and then you know, days and weeks later, you know, they get robbed, you know, they might, you know, or they'll get deleted and everything. And now I agree, like I said, it's a no-fly zone now for Colombia. I recommend not to go. And the thing is that people that's like kidnapping and robbing these people, they are watching these YouTube channels. They know what's up about these passport bros. They know what's up. Because passport bro has been so big now. So, like I said, these people that are doing this stuff in Colombia, they're smart. They know what's going on. Especially Black Americans, like, oh yeah, we can shoot. Americans, they got money. Shoot, $100, $200, they think we're rich. So they definitely gonna do what they're gonna need to do. You know, might as well. If they might, you know, if they not hold you for ransom, ask for money and everything. But yeah, man, it's getting bad. And like I said, our people from white Americans, Black Americans, you really gotta be smart, because you go to these countries, like I said, Colombia is just getting started. You know, you don't know what's gonna happen in Brazil. You know, because Brazil is really, really bad. I believe Peru. A lot of these South American countries they're getting bad. You know, Philippines, Thailand. You know, they kind of lax a little bit on that too. But these South American countries, they're taking Black Americans down. They're really, really taking them down.
And you got to look at it too. But I also ask a question too, and this is why a lot of passport blows are getting flack, because they're saying that I'm going to go look for love in these places, but also dissing the woman here. If they wasn't mentioning the woman here and just going off handling their business, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Mm-hmm. But now you're going to these places, and a lot of these guys are going there with a little bit of money. We only forgot about that. What about the brother who got deleted not too long ago in an explosion? Who was in Colombia in the hospital and didn't have enough money to fly back? You know what I mean? And then I asked, okay, all y'all going to these Spanish-speaking companies, I've never heard nobody say I'm going to go to Jamaica. I'm going to go to Africa. I'm going to go to Trinidad, Barbados, this and that. Because the prices there are too high for you to go. Colombia, DR, and Mexico are cheap. You can go there for a couple dollars, but you can't go there. To your point exactly, you're gonna pay for pum pum there. You're gonna pay for pum pum here. The difference is the price is a little bit high, but you can still get the same pum pum. It's no different. Just the woman here speaks English. A lot of men just don't want to try, and they just don't want to go venture off another city. It's 50. It's 50 states, over 1,000 cities in America. There's tons of women here, Black women here, who's ready to get married, whose standards are nowhere near the standards that you see the regular girls on Instagram. They just looking to get married and settle down. The problem is you want to date out your price level, and people need to learn you can't do that. So you go to a poor country to buy a girl that's lower than the value of a woman that's here, but you don't get the same type of treatment. And funny enough, they did interviews with a lot of the girls in Thailand and Philippines. They don't even like your ass either. They just there because they know you're going to bring a good life. And, you know, your baby to pay their rent every month. And, you know, they'll give you a baby or two. It ain't nothing for them. You know what I mean? Poverty, most people in poverty-stricken places are going to latch on a man with the most resources. Ain't no different here. The difference here, we scold the women here for wanting to get a man with a little bit more resources. Hypergamy is a natural thing. Most women go with apex predators. Men who make money. Men who go out there and hunt. Sometimes it's not the amount is that they see a nigga going out there and eating and getting it and knowing they can get that. A lot of us complain because you don't want to push yourself to the limit. You want a bad chick in America, you need bad chick money. You a janitor, you get you a janitor money. You get you a janitor woman. You work at Kentucky Fried Chicken, 9 out of 10 times you can get your girl at that price point. It ain't no different. The girls in Colombia, no disrespect to them, since it's a poor country, a janitor can go there and get them any woman. But look at here, the poverty is not as fast as that. It's a developing country. It's getting there, but when they get to where they're supposed to get in, Colombian people can fly all over the place, which some of them can. You think the standards are not going to increase?
I agree with you, Hakeem. No matter what country you go, it's always a certain standard.
Yeah.
No matter where you go. I don't care. Like I said, if you go to certain cities in Colombia, certain cities in Mexico, like big cities and everything, you know, even though it might be a little bit more cheaper in there, whatever, you know, women, like I said, if you want a bad chick in these cities, you gonna need the money to pay.
Basically.
Period. And that's how it rolls. I don't know. People was telling you little, your friends and anything, but hey, you gonna need to make some money. You know, I'm sorry, I'm getting tired of being complaining about women want this, women want that, because that's what they want. That's what they want. That's what they need. Like, it's not just America, but that's everywhere. Everywhere. So. And the thing is, it's like, you know, the thing is, it's like, you know, if when you go into these southern countries, especially, you know, Colombia, I want to ask Mexico, and certain areas of Mexico too, because Mexico, they don't play around too.
Yeah.
They will, like I said, they see these passports, and once again, they see these passport bubbles, they know what's up, and they will lure you. If you got money, they'll give you conversation a little bit, you open a little bit, they're going to want to lure you down there, and they're going to get you. Point blank, period. Point back period.
What about the black Americans who get caught up by the drug cartel? You remember that story? They were just going down there just to...
In South Carolina one,
And 2 get deleted on the house. Why I say, if she's crying, men doing it right, what do you say? If she's crying, men doing it right needs no money. You hear that? He's telling that's one aspect of women. If you beating it right, they're not gonna ask for no money.
Yep.
Some women are not even, and here's the misconception too. Put a lot of women in a box. Sometimes a woman